Hello, everyone. So, I am here live today on this wonderful, drizzly Friday afternoon to say hello and to also let you guys know about emergency situations and how to handle them before it gets out of control. So, we had a lady urgently try to join the group in the middle of the night. And we are not an emergency group, so if there's ever an emergency, I want to make sure that you know exactly what to do before you are in an emergency situation. You never want to get to the point where you are freaking out, you're in a situation that you don't know how to handle, and then you're trying to join the group, or you're trying to find the information, or you're trying to log on to the learning center, or all of that. So we had a lady sign up for the group in the middle of the night, said her 2-year-old spilled tea tree essential oil all over the place and was congested, and she didn't know what to do. So we very quickly, as soon as we saw it, let her in. Roxanne let her in, tagged her in the exact spot that she needed to be in order to find the information. And she was very frustrated that she had to wait to get in the group. She was very frustrated that she had to look up the information and know what to do. So I want to share with you guys exactly what you should do if you are ever in an emergency situation. And this starts with educating yourself first. So we should never be in a position where we are using essential oils and we don't know how to properly use them. Before purchasing essential oils, you should always make sure that you are educated. And I know this isn't an obvious thing because you go to parties and you're buying essential oils or you're seeing them in the store and you have no idea that they're highly concentrated. You probably have no idea that they have to be diluted first before you apply them to your skin. You probably have no idea that some are not safe for children. You probably have no idea that some are not safe for you if you're pregnant, that they have drug interactions, some of them. So it's a good idea to educate yourself, and especially once you know that essential oils are like medications, in that some essential oils are good for certain things like allergies. Other essential oils are great for helping with scars, and they're not a one-size-fits-all, and you have to be truly educated before you proceed to using them. So we do have some free resources for you, and you can find those over in our library. So I'm going to take a moment to walk you through our library briefly so that you can see exactly where you need to go if you are in an emergency situation and you need help fast. So educating yourself before you are in that situation, just like I tell everyone inside the club, make the burn recipe now. Make the bee sting recipe now, because when you are in that emergency situation, you're not going to have time to whip up this recipe. Like, you want it made in your refrigerator, ready to go, so you can literally grab it. So here is our learning center inside of our library, leahjacobson.com/library. This is where you can find all our resources, but I want you to focus on the Learning Center right now. This is free to access. All you have to do is enroll, and it's absolutely free to get in here. Now, the reason why we put this information behind a free membership is because I was using words and things like "you see here," which Facebook does not like us to talk about, or maybe this word like "this" over here, which Facebook does not like us to talk about. And so what was happening is, even though we were very careful in our typing inside of the group, they would follow our links and read our website, and they would flag and remove posts. They would flag our group, they would flag our page, and I didn't want us getting shut down. So what I did to keep the Facebook robots out, yet allow you guys access, is to create this learning center. So you can enroll again on the previous page, but this is where you are going to find a lot of information to help you use essential oils safely. So if you can educate yourself ahead of time, then you aren't freaking out trying to join the group or trying to enroll in a learning center or trying to get the information. You already have it handy and ready to go. So because it's so important, I do have the emergency tab listed first. So if you have a few moments, You need to come in here and take a peek and look around and educate yourself properly so that you can know how to use your essential oils safely, especially in emergency situation. So we have our tab here for emergencies, and you can either click the links here if you are on your phone. This page is going to be the first page you see, but if you do have a computer that you can log on, you are also going to see the side menu over here. So in the example of the lady that joined or tried to join in the middle of the night and had an emergency situation and then was very frustrated, pretty much yelling at us because she didn't get answered quickly enough. We are not open 24/7. We are not an emergency group. In the case of a whole bottle of tea tree being spilled, you would want to look at the inhalation emergencies. And we'll talk about the topical ones in a minute. All right. So if there is accidental ingestion, whether your child is exposed to an essential oil not safe for children, such as eucalyptus, such as rosemary, such as cardamom, or if a bottle broke and the aroma filled the room, you will want to open windows or access some fresh air. That is going to be the important thing, is to get you or your child or whoever is exposed to a lot of essential oils is to get access to fresh air. That means leaving the room. Now, somebody's going to have to clean up the spill. I understand that. So open windows, run fans, everything you can do to get that air diluted, basically, is what we're doing, because that air is going to be filled with a high concentration of essential oils, and that can lead to sensitization, that can lead to sensitivity, that can lead to you being very sensitive to even the slightest bit of exposure in the future. And the best way to clean up a spill is to add baking soda on top of the spill to absorb all of those oils, and then to remove with paper towels, put them in a bag or baggie that is sealed and outside of your house preferably. And it's not the greatest idea to use regular towels that you are then going to be washing, because you just want to get it out of your house. You want those concentrated essential oils to not be around and to not be exposed to you. So if you accidentally inhale essential oils not safe for you, your kid accidentally inhaled essential oils not safe for them, you over-inhaled essential oils even though they were not unsafe for you, so this would be an overexposure situation, or you thought you were diffusing carefully but you reacted anyways, or a bottle fell and broke or spilled, causing a high concentration of essential oils to fill the room. So there's more information under here. You know, I've elaborated a little bit. There's only so much you can fit on a meme, but fresh air is going to be the number one thing that you want to do. And if you are at all worried about emergencies, make sure you have poison control number handy. Now, while they are not always up to date on essential oils, they may not really understand the severity of essential oils, but that they're open 24/7, so you can at least have a documentation that you tried to get help, and they can give you some information depending on how educated the person is on the other end of the line as far as essential oils go. They may have you seek medical attention as well. So the good news is with inhalation is there's no long-term effect on the liver or other organs. So that is one thing that is great to understand when it comes to over-inhaling essential oils. And this can happen by running your diffuser too long. This can happen by adding way too many drops of essential oils to your aroma pendant that's on your neck. There's a number of different ways that you can over-inhale essential oils. So this should help you. File this away mentally. Write it down. Do what you need to do to have this information handy. Now, for topical emergencies, so say the essential oil bottle spilled and it wasn't diluted first before it got on the skin, whether your child got into it or whether it happened to you as you're trying to open the bottle and it just opened all over the place, your skin could be irritated. It could turn red, it could blister, it could do a whole number of things depending on what the essential oil is, how much that you spilled, if you have any sun exposure or anything like that. So the best thing to do is to apply a carrier oil over the area of your spill and then wash off with a soapy face cloth. That soap will help remove the oil and the essential oil, that carrier oil and essential oil. And then you want to reapply a carrier oil after you cleanse the area, just in case there's any trace amounts of essential oil left, and that will help to prevent topical irritation, redness, or even scarring. So make notes of this and what to do. If you get them in the eyes, you want to flush out your eye with whole milk or cream. If you depending on the severity of the reaction, you may need to avoid essential oils for a while, and that is because of the overexposure. Now, for those of you that were here for my free introduction to essential oil safety training, you may remember me telling you about a friend of mine, Sherry, who dropped a bottle of lemongrass on her kitchen tile floor, and it shattered and broke. And as she was cleaning up the spill, even though she did it properly, she was overexposed inhalation-wise to the lemongrass. Now, lemongrass does have a low topical max. It's 0.8% for lemongrass. And she ended up being sensitive to lemongrass. So where even if it was in a blend that she was diffusing, she was just reacting. So even with overinhalation, you can have these sort of situations. And so she has had to avoid lemongrass for a very long time. Now, keep in mind that the higher the dilution, the larger the area of skin applied to, plus the length of time left on the skin is going to equal the longer time that you are going to need to avoid the essential oils. So be careful, dilute the essential oils before you put them on your skin, just to make sure that you are not only saving money by using less essential oil, but you are lessening your chances of adverse reactions also. In the most severe cases, like my friend Sherry, inhalation will have to always be avoided. The good news is there is generally no long-term effect on the liver or other organs. And finally, we have ingesting emergencies. So if you either discover that you were on a picnic and your friend brought brownies and they had essential oils in them, or whatever the case is, or if you started eating something like a supplement or a product and it had essential oils in it and you didn't realize it till after you had already consumed it. These are some things that you can do. Also, if your child got into essential oils and they are eating them too, these are some things that you can do to help. So I highly recommend consuming large amounts of milk, or even a spoonful of coconut oil is amazing. And what that does is it helps to dilute any essential oil that got on the inside of your mouth, throat, esophagus, stomach, and it helps dilute that essential oil topically. Now, your liver still has to deal with that, but and occasionally, short-term use, one-time use, your liver is not going to be overburdened. That comes with long-term use. And that can prevent topical irritation, redness, and scarring either around the mouth or on the insides. Again, you can call Poison Control. They are an emergency service. This group is not an emergency service. So please do not try to scramble around for information and it's the middle of the night and you can't get help, because we are here to help educate you before emergencies happen. So take advantage of all of these resources. All right, so all of this again can be found in our Learning Center. This is a free resource that we offer to you so that you can start to learn how to use essential oil safely. We do have a sampling of recipes here. We do have information for children so that you can know how to use essential oils safely with them. We have information on pets. I do talk about brands over here. We also have information on pregnancy and breastfeeding. We have a little bit more detailed information on inhaling and topical use and some safe guidelines. I talk about ingesting here. I talk about concerns with pre-made blends and what the risks could be. I talk about interactions with potentially convulsant essential oils or blood-thinning essential oils. We talk about this word, we talk about this word, we talk about boosting the immune system and if that is something essential oils do. I have my elderberry recipe for making, it's kind of a syrup but without all of the sugar, and why that is super amazing for virus issues. I have the 5 ways to use lavender hydrosol cheat sheet that you can download. We talk about if essential oils are estrogenic. We talk about the shelf life of essential oils and deterring pests, as well as phototoxic essential oils. And finally, why put essential oils on your feet and why it's the least effective option. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to leave them over here in this tab. If you have any requests for more information, you can leave them over here. But most of the time, you are going to find more information over in our club. So I'm going to actually show you that also so that you can see what your option is once you outgrow the Learning Center, because it will happen. You will want to get yourself enrolled inside of our VIP club, where I have classes every single week, as well as a huge amount of recipes. There's over 250 recipes here listed by body system. I have an A to Z index as well, so that you can easily find them just by scrolling and clicking directly on the link. It will bring you all the way to wherever that it may be hosted under the recipes tab within all of the body systems. We also have things like personal care products, like facial scrubs, and everything is in here. We have live classes. The cool thing is you can not only watch the latest class, I do them every Wednesday, and you can watch the latest class, which was, the last one was dogs and essential oils. Super popular class. Everyone was super excited to join that one. But you can also search all of the classes that I've done since October of 2019. I've done them every single week, with the exception of 1 week when I was moving and I had no Wi-Fi access on the road. Other than that, it's been every single week. Now, the cool thing is you can do a search for, type in something, somebody here that's watching right now, leave a comment for me letting me know what you want me to search for, whether it's an essential oil, whether it's a health issue, whether it's, some sort of situation or topic. Type in the comment below and I will search all of the videos for your comment and we will see what comes up. So leave me a comment with whatever you want me to type. I know you're watching. Somebody type something in. I will wait. I will wait. I'm just going to go on Facebook too to make sure that I'm seeing your comments. Type something in that you want to see me talk about. Come on. Who wants me to search for an essential oil or a situation, a health issue, a recipe? I'm giving you exclusive access inside of our club right now. So what do you want to see? What do you want to see? So on the sidebar, I do have all of our classes listed for the current month. So we talked about blue tansy, we talked about jojoba oil, we talked about allergies recipes, and then this last week we talked about dogs and essential oils. Come on, somebody type something in here. Tell me what you want me to search for in a video, because this right here is huge. This is amazing. This is an incredible resource right here where you can search all of the video classes that I've done, because there's transcripts for all of them. You can download the video. You can download the audio. Let me go back to the latest class really quick here. So once I start playing this, and I'm still interested to know what you guys want me to talk about. So type it in the comments below what your keyword is. You can download the video, you can download the audio, and you can download the transcript of the video itself. I mean, how awesome is that? Also, you can search directly in the video. See the transcript here? There's a transcript of the entire class. And what happens in the club is pretty cool because after we talk about the class, I open it up to just a regular Q&A, and we talk about so many things. It is crazy. All right, blood thinners. All right, so let's talk about blood thinners. Thank you, Roxanne. All right, so let's go back to recipe classes. I will show you how awesome that this is. Oh my gosh, I can never type when I'm live. It's just awful. So there are 22 results for blood thinners. And you can see the snippets here. So if you see one that sounds interesting to you, you can tell by the dates that I've talked about blood thinners in multiple classes. So let me just click on this one randomly. It brings you directly to the class where we were talking about blood clots, which is perfect. And it brings you right to the section where I'm talking about blood thinners. To be really careful with. And again, you can download the video, the audio, and the transcript. So that's pretty darn cool. And then you can get your question answered. So that feature is super amazing. The search up here doesn't always work the best, but being able to search all of the videos, I mean, that alone is just worth the price of admission. And again, we have all the recipes here. We have actually my course, my new essential oil safety training course is all here. It's all here. I have this inside the club ready to go for you guys. And starting, for those of you who don't know, this started out as a recipes club. So it was recipes only until January. So since January, this is our 3rd month, we started talking about other things as well. So as you can see here for March, our very first week of the month, we talk about an essential oil. And the second week of the month, we talk about either a carrier or a hydrosol. The third week is always a recipe. So I go through and I walk you through the recipes, answer your questions if there's any that you have, and we talk about all the things to do with the recipes, substitutions, and everything. The 4th week of the month is always a bonus class, and this month it was dogs and essential oils. And then this month, because we have 5 weeks, I have thrown in a guide, and some of you may remember the guides that I started to release last summer, and I did one every single month. Well, now I've included them right inside the club, so that will be next week, and that will be the guide to allergies. So you will have an entire list of essential oils that are antihistamine that are going to be amazing for allergies, so that you can grab extra essential oils that you can substitute for the ones that I am including in the recipes here. So this is just a peek inside the club. We have some essential oils and carriers and hydrosols. We have a lot of topics here. As you can see, we talk about lots of things. I have thorough lists here. So if you were here a minute ago, if you were watching when I was talking about the Learning Center, and we do have information for children over in the Learning Center as well, well, over here in the club, we have full lists of everything. In the Learning Center, I give you enough information to keep yourself safe, but I don't completely brain dump. Over here in the club, I completely brain dump. So there's a lot more information here, and I literally have listed all of the essential oils that are safe for all ages, and then ones that have age restrictions as well. And this is a huge list, as you can see. Huge list. And then we have, like I said, lots and lots of topics here. We have blends. So this is super fun. I've started to do this in the last couple months as well. So I've started to add master blends to our club. And what this is, I will do the virus one because this is a public recipe anyways. What this is a section where, say you are loving my antiviral recipe, but you don't want to pull out 2 bottles every time you are making it. You don't want to pull out your lemon. You don't want to pull out your tea tree. And in the situation of some other recipes, there's, multiple bottles, usually 3, sometimes 4 that you might have to pull out. You can create your own blend by mixing the essential oils for the recipe in these drops. So all of these are master blends for whatever recipes that we've included here, so that you can create your own blend and only have to grab 1 bottle. And this section here is comparing my recipes to the other recipes out there. Let me go ahead and click on Anti-Germ Immune again. So my recipe for antiviral number 1 is safe for all ages to inhale, safe for all ages to use topically, safe for breastfeeding, safe for dogs. And so these are all of the safety colors and icons for my antiviral number 1. Oh, the allergies. Okay, hang on one second. That should not be there. Anti-germ has allergies. I just updated that. I was clicking on the wrong tab. And I have an antiviral number 2 as well. And comparing those to the other blends that you may purchase, Armor by Melaleuca, for example, is safe for ages 10 and above for inhalation and topical use, not safe for pregnancy, not safe for dogs, and it has interactions if you are using it at all, interactions if you are using it internally, contraindications, potentially phototoxic. So I've compared my recipes with all of the other blends out there that you could purchase that are anti-germ essential oils, and just so that you can compare the safety of those. So that's super informative as well. So yeah, there's a lot of information here. We have supplies, we have VIP codes just for clubsters, and a link to our Facebook group too. So there's a lot of information in here, and I just want you to be aware that the enrollment for the club is increasing April 1st. And I'm trying to share that as much as possible because we have people after the fact that are upset that they didn't know. And so I'm doing my best sending out emails. I'm doing my best telling you guys here in the group and on my pages that if this is a resource that you are interested in, if you are interested in daily access to me, if you are interested in the weekly classes with downloadables, and there's an option too where you can actually get the prints shipped to you in the mail. So for April's bonus is all about topical maxes. So I have these just from the printer from the other day. These are like poster board thickness charts that you can put in your 3-ring binder. And so if you want the prints mailed to you, you can have that option as well. But I want to make sure that everybody is aware of that because enrollment is nearly doubling on the 1st of April. So if that is a resource you want, please get in on that. And then here's our other resources too. And there are free levels for this. If you are interested in the top 10 essential oils that I recommend every home should have, there are cheat sheets. You can get the lemon one absolutely free to test it out and see if it's something that you like the format of. There is a free level for our blends safety files as well. There is a free level for our singles safety files. There's an ebook version of our single safety files. We have essential oil profiles print book in stock. We have a free level of essential oil profiles so that you can access that information. We have the ebook as well. We have carriers and hydrosols profiles. We have the MLM training that I just wrapped up a couple of weeks ago. We have daily tips so that you can learn one little golden nugget every single day right in your inbox, as well as we have a Facebook group for further discussion. We have the guides. These are what I was referring to earlier. All of these guides that you just want a list of essential oils good for allergies. You just want the list of essential oils good for anxiety or cold and flu or mental fatigue or nerve pain or sleep or wrinkles. I'm actually going to click on this one because this is one where you can get a sample of the mental fatigue guide. So just so that you can see exactly what it is. I gave you icons so that you can easily see the safety involved with each of the essential oils that I recommend. And then here is the first page. I am using Cephalic, which is brain stimulating essential oils used to combat mental fatigue and foggy brain by inhalation. I tell you exactly how many drops to add to your inhaler, your diffuser, your aroma pendant, how many breaths to take, how long to diffuse, and then I've listed, I believe there's usually between 60 and 90 depending on the guide. I can't remember exactly how many are here, but it does say on the sign up page. But as you can see, I've listed all of the essential oils that are effective. So I've gone through my book of 240 essential oils those safety files that I talked about a minute ago. And I've gone through the entire book, and out of those 240, I have chosen, say, 4.5 star rating for cephalic essential oils. I've pulled all of those out and I've included them in here. And anything that has like a 5-star rating out of 5, I've put this purple star next to them. So those would be the best of the best. But basically anything that you choose from this guide, and it's several pages long, is going to be effective and help you. So you don't have to go ahead and buy all the essential oils. I definitely recommend buying as little essential oils as you can get away with. Some of them have multiple uses. So if you see any here that you have, and if you're checking the safety and you're cool with it, it has, no issues for you. For example, cinnamon bark. If you are on blood thinners or aspirin or before and after surgery, I don't recommend it because it's anticoagulant, but it's great for mental fatigue. So if you aren't on aspirin or blood thinners and you aren't pregnant and you're not a dog, you can absolutely use the cinnamon bark and you can inhale it, and that will help you with mental fatigue. So just some ideas, just some resources that you guys can have. Oh, and that's true too. So I do have the final basics class that will be taken down probably the 1st of April. Because I have a whole new training for that that's going to replace that. So if you want the last chance to get the basics, I've had thousands of students go through that course since 2016. This is your last chance, as I have updated it, and I will be releasing that in a little bit as well. So if you have any questions, let me know. Again, circling back to why I decided to go live, we are not an emergency group. It is very important that you do not come rushing here with an emergency, because Roxanne runs this Facebook group. Okay, she's here. She is the only one. And we have a bazillion members, and she has a life. She does not work after 5 p.m. She does not stay up all night looking for your questions. She gets up in the morning at her leisure, whenever she pleases, to start going through this group. This is not an emergency group. She volunteers her time to do this for you, to help you. So take control of your own health. Take control of your own safety when it comes to essential oils. If you are using essential oils, you deserve to be properly educated. And as I've shown you, we have resources for you. We have free resources for you. We have up-level, deeper dive resources for you. If you are using essential oils regularly, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your family, you owe it to your children to make sure that you are using essential oils safely. So I hope you learned something. I hope I'm going to see you guys signing up for these free levels of resources so that you can properly educate yourself. And I hope everyone has a wonderful Friday. I'm going to finish editing my book so that I can get some copies in for you that have pre-ordered the essential oil safety files. That is available for pre-order. If that is what you want, you can grab that right inside of the library if that is something that you want to grab. So I will talk to you guys later, and I hope you have a great day. See ya.